Today is a fantastic day, and not just because there have been liberated hostages in Israel, but also because the climate is discriminating against LGBTQ people, and we have to donate and take action. According to this article written by Earth Justice, the headline is Why Queer Liberation is an Environmental Justice Issue. At this point, the need to be victims has reached such a point that I can't even say it. The weather's discriminating against trans people. We're gonna go through this article, and if I still have brain cells left over, I'd like to show you a quick video of truly what no brain cells has. So this is basically going to be a steady decline of brain cells and IQ points, with the terminus of me reaching a critical threshold where I have to listen to Jordan Peterson in order to regain my IQ. The first Pride March was the anniversary of Stonewall, led by the Black, Latinx, transgender, non-conforming individuals against police brutality. From the very get-go, you see the dichotomy of Marxist power disparities, where if you are a victim, you have to be a good person. That means you must be victimized by a group. So we have the predatory, corrupt, victimizing entity that are the police here, and that's in the very first sentence. Even today, for every victory we have that ensures our rights, notice the narcissism, because they already have rights. They're desperate to be victims, because once you reject the objective parameters of reason, rationality, and logic, you have no way of determining actual virtue and merit. From the first nationwide People of Color Environment Leadership Summit in 1991, we see a long-standing recognition of how environmental justice must encompass mutual respect and justice for all people, free from any form of discrimination or bias. This reads like an English paper that I had to write in 10th or 11th grade, where it was an unspoken rule that we all basically had to, well, reject our thinking mechanisms and just write something that adhered to the victims being correct. And this is the ethos being taught to most young people in colleges still. These struggles against oppression are indivisible from each other. It's not just that these people are like physically weak or mentally weak. The problem is actually much deeper than that. And you might mock these people for saying that they're being oppressed by the rain, but the problem is greater than just the incoherence of that claim or even the insanity of the person who says it. The root of the evil and mental despair is that Marxism says there's no such thing as objective frameworks or individual identity, and as a result, you must be a good person only as a result of being a victim. Because the only thing that dictates relationships between people or entities is power. This is the reason why they're looking to be victims in any way possible. It's like a gold mining company that will look for gold anywhere, because anytime they can find gold, it's profit. For the leftist, being a victim in any way they can find to be victims is profit. It's good person status. It's counterfeit currency in having virtue. And that's why they're saying here that they're oppressed by the rain. It's like a gold company that's looking for gold anywhere they can find it. Our trans brothers and sisters are going to be the ones excluded from emergency relief disasters. Okay, so here they come out and just admit it. What I've been saying in multiple videos. At a 2020 rally, Dr. Angela Davis, a feminist with short curly hair, no doubt, overweight, unattractive, passed while buying cat food and wine on the weekends. You get the picture. Said, if we want an intersectionalist perspective, the trans community is showing us the way. The intersectionalist perspective is the hierarchy of Marxism. Intersectionalism means that which can define your identity in alignment with categories that give you victimhood status are of the most importance, being race, sexual identity, sexual proclivity, economic status, etc. Every single way you see the left dividing people is an intersectionalist identity. And intersectionalism, the doctrine, the philosophy, the ideology of intersectionalism exists so that you can say this person is more oppressed than this person is more victimized than this other person, therefore these people are good people. It's a competition for victimhood, and you're seeing it here. And in some ways, I've sort of infiltrated their hive mind, and I'm showing you directly what the, so to speak, intellectuals of their movement are saying. And they are admitting exactly what I've been telling you in all these videos. By the way, go watch my other videos. I upload every single day. We're being censored by YouTube, but we just simply don't stop because the truth justifies itself. But if you're thinking to yourself, oh, this is crazy. Okay, retake. But if you're thinking to yourself, oh, this is crazy, that's nothing compared to the story of Joya Patiha, a 43-year-old Indonesian transgender sex worker. Oh, we've reached new levels! Yes, let's go! Patiha Patiha is getting discriminated against from the weather, the clouds, the rain. It's discriminating against Patiha, and so we have to really just provide reparations. Honestly, we have to provide the reparations to Patiha because according to this article, when it's raining constantly, there's not as many people that go outside to solicit sex from transgender streetwalkers. If you think I'm making this up, it says it right here. The rainy season was lasting longer across the West Java province. Winds were stronger, and in some particularly bad years, Patiha lost up to 80% of her earnings. Oh, it's so good! Trans women like Patiha are among the most affected by extreme weather linked to climate change, as well as suffering disproportionately when disasters strike. So there's a limit to like the depths of satire that I can go into here because this is YouTube. But just think about what I could say about the type of suffering that Patiha must be facing as a result of not being interfaced with on the streets due to the rain. No one is coming out during the longer rainy season, said Patiha. It is very hard to make money during this unprecedented weather. Indonesia is particularly vulnerable to the effects of climate change, and trans women, who tend to face more stigma and marginalization than trans men or other... Oh my gosh, they're even trying to do this intersectionalist victimhood hierarchy among trans people. That intersectionalist doctrine I just showed you here, look at this. They're actually trying to derive a victimhood hierarchy among trans people. Apparently, trans women are less oppressed than trans men because trans men can't solicit sex in the rain as much as trans women in Indonesia. And the reason for that, according to them, is because trans women like Patiha are shut out of the formal economy and survive as buskers and sex workers, occupations that rely on them being able to solicit clients outdoors. Bro, says who? You can have any profession that you want, obviously, right? Oh, there's this law written in Indonesia that if you're trans, you can only busk and have sex outside. Become an accountant, become a computer programmer, work at a hospital? No, those things aren't legitimate endeavors, no. Prosthetically cosplay as a woman in the rain for money. That's what we need. But really, the problem is you can't do enough of that in Indonesia. By the way, this is not a satire article. This is from The Independent. This is a real article they released a couple months ago, okay? The article goes on to complain about how the government of Indonesia doesn't formally recognize trans streetwalkers in their climate relief protocol. Women, the elderly, and people with disabilities are mentioned, but there is no provisional for sex and gender minorities, Dharmananam said. The lack of government in recognition of their precarity means trans people have few social safety nets, he added. Sorry about my phone buzzing in the background. That's all these people retweeting my inglorious post doing warfare with the forces of Satan on X. Some trans people are seeking to find their own solutions to raise awareness about climate change. Soja puts on a movie... For instance, Soja puts on movie nights and fashion shows and hosts discussions with other queer minorities. Now, all of this would just be funny and, you know, something to laugh at if it weren't actually the ideology of a dominant political party that is trying to put their opposition in jail, say the opposite of the truth at every opportunity they have, pervert justice, deny objective morality, and reduce the human population. The reason this matters, the same ideology that caused these people to write this article is that same ideology of Marxism, that same ideology of intersectionalism that says in order to be a good person, you have to be a part of the left, you have to be a victim, and to be a victim, you must be victimized by an oppressor class. Therefore, there's only such things as power disparities between people and victims and victimizers, good people and bad people. All the people that are victimizers, they are less of good people, and they're less a part of the left-wing ideology. When you combine the critique of postmodernism with Marxism, you get a group of people saying there's no such thing as better and worse ways of interpreting reality, and the ideology of Marxism, which I just laid forward. So you get people who don't want to take accountability, don't believe in the individual identity, believe you're only a good person as a result of being a victim and being a part of the left-wing ideology, and believing that your intersectionalist identity is all that matters and all that determines your virtue and status. Okay, I promised you guys I would get to this video. I promised you guys I still have enough IQ left over, although it's been difficult to...
Vote for President Donald Trump.
Nuke America, I guess.
Nuke America.
Why?
I feel like this is gonna get really political.
That's the point.
Don't
The
like Trump.
psychology of the psychopathology of the left preys on women disproportionately. These are victims of massive psychological operations. These are you're looking at people with destroyed psyches, and the left is to blame.
Why do you not like Trump?
Look at me, bro. I don't know.
But why do you not like Trump? So you don't like Trump, but you don't know why?
Can't respond with words besides and ah in between vaping.
He's an
His
asshole.
opinion.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
So you don't like him just because he's
So
an
we should
asshole?
nuke America because Trump is an asshole.
I mean, that's a pretty valid reason.
And then they say that's a valid reason.
No, it's not. Nuke America?
So yeah, guys, I mean, I could record a whole video about this, but it's pretty obvious that the emotional and endless, degenerate denial of reality that the left perpetuates is starkly feminine. And we know this from science, too, because it's been studied that proclivity to abide in left-wing authoritarian regimes is correlated, positively correlated with a feminine personality and low verbal IQ. Very interesting research, but you're seeing that manifested here. A low verbal IQ and feminine temperament, admitting that they would rather nuke America than vote for Trump. By the way, if you were to use a conventional nuclear device on, let's say, Los Angeles, it would kill 3 million people. So these people, so she just unknowingly admitted that she would rather kill 3 million Americans than vote for Trump. This is a literal admission. This is literally how destroyed the left has become. We're not dealing with people who can think. We're dealing with people who engage in the counterfeit intersectionalist frameworks of victimhood in order to gain virtue. This person is meritless. This person is utterly meritless, but she calls herself a good person because she's a part of the left. And the left tells her, you're a hero. The left tells this creature, you're a hero. You're a good person because you're a part of our club. This is an existential threat to civilization. Guys, subscribe to the channel. I need to go listen to some Jordan Peterson, like I said. Subscribe to the channel.